Welcome back to Captain Disillusion, where truth meets fiction and fiction meets my fist.
What?
I'm Captain Disillusion, your guide to all things real and observable.
And I'm Mr. Flair, lens artifact of light, lenticular clothing expert, and actor.
Really? You tread the celluloid boards? Since when? You have to tell us more.
Well, as you know, I've done some work in several J.J. Abrams pictures.
Ah, yes. Some would say too much.
Exactly. And that's why I decided to go back to my indie roots and do a few short films.
That's literally amazing. And I understand you brought a clip. Why don't you set that up for us?
Well, no one literally brings a clip. It's arranged by a publicist and downloaded
What's the film called?
It's called Rush Hour.
Oh, I love that movie. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my...
No, not that one. This is a web video directed by filmmaker Fernando Livschitz. Roll the goddamn clip, Charlie.
Bum 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 bum. Mr. Sandman, someone to hold. We'll be so PG before it's too old. So please turn on your magic beat. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Wonderful. So much fun.
Yeah, my job was easy. Just hang there and look pretty. The stunt drivers are the real heroes.
Stunt drivers?
Yeah, didn't you see? All that amazing coordinated driving.
Oh, no. No, you don't.
Well,
I let you promote your film because this is a talk show today, but I draw the line at fake claims.
Okay.
You want to spin a yarn? Better call a gossipy weaver because this is my house. We deal in truth. And we all know that was a fake video done with the visual effects skills of a handsome Argentinian man. What we don't know is exactly how it was done. But I'm gonna tell us. I'm gonna tell all of us.
There ain't no such thing as a free lunch. If you film something from a completely stationary angle, it's easy to digitally manipulate, but it also tends to look fake to your young, media-conditioned eyes. If the camera is moving, manipulation becomes much more complicated, but it ends up looking more convincing. But what if I told you that you could have the best of both worlds with very little effort? Just film your scene with a stationary camera, manipulate it, and then add fake camera movement. That's what Fernando did. He filmed moving camera shots for the beginning and the end, and seamlessly transitioned them into a stationary shot of the main visual effects portion, where he animated fake subtle camera movement and zooming. Did you notice that what looks like a tiny smudge on the lens at the beginning later looks like a stain on the pavement because it moves with the picture? So let's put that aside and consider this a stationary shot. What he actually filmed was a semi-busy street where individual vehicles and pedestrians passed by at different times, something like this. After that, he picked several candidate cars and people and meticulously traced them frame by frame in a process old people call rotoscoping and cool hip visual effects artists call pulling a mat. He had to do this because eventually he would make many copies of different subjects cross each other, so every edge of each had to be defined. Now, pulling a mat doesn't have to be a brute force tracing effort, especially if you don't have a whole team of inexpensive overseas artists to handle it for you. There are various time-saving techniques you can use: enhancing luminance values to define edges, smart selection tools, or particularly useful in this case, a difference mat. A difference mat effect learns what pixels of the stationary background look like, then spots and isolates the different looking pixels of moving objects that cross it. It doesn't work perfectly, but it gets you a lot of the way there. Once all the subjects were matted, it was time for Fernando to play compositing jazz. He combined and offset various copies of different vehicles to pass each other centimeters apart to a delightful oldie tune that reminds me I have to do something.
Sorry, what were we talking about?
You were just telling me how awesome you think my movie is.
Oh, yes. Wonderful stuff. I don't know how they did it. I don't think I want to know. But it's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been wonderful.
It's been wonderful. Don't forget to try that cleanse.
Don't forget to never vaccinate anything because of the quantum effects of astrological chemtrails.
Absolutely. Well, that's all the time we...
Warning, Credulum leak detected on main deck.